A very warm welcome to all our viewers and welcome to a new edition of Africa Today, our show bringing you all the latest news and developments from the African continent. Of course, we start straight away with a look at some of the news making the headlines, beginning with the sharing session that was aimed at promoting Chinese-African people-to-people exchanges was held in Cairo. The session attracted about 100 diplomats, Egyptian alumni of Chinese universities, as well as young representatives from China and Egypt. The event was held under the theme, Writing a Splendid Chapter of China-Africa Friendship Through Youth. Addressing the session, the Chinese ambassador to Egypt noted that 2026 marks the China-Africa Year of People-to-People exchanges and that China-Egypt ties are currently at their best in history. During the event organized by the Chinese Embassy in Egypt in cooperation with several associations of Egyptian scholars, young representatives from both countries exchanged views on cooperation in areas including the training of young diplomats, language education, as well as academic exchanges. And moving to other news, Beijing has made the announcement saying that the exercise aims a joint maritime exercise by BRICS bloc members is to be held next week in South Africa. It aims to deepen military exchange and cooperation amongst participating nations and enhance their joint capabilities in tackling maritime threats. We have the details in this report.
A joint maritime exercise is set to include the participation of BRICS members including China, Russia and South Africa. According to a statement released by China's Ministry of National Defense, the exercise dubbed Will for Peace 2026 will be held from early to mid-January in waters and airspace off the port of Simon's Town, South Africa. Themed joint actions to ensure the safety of key shipping lanes and maritime economic activities. The exercise will see participants conduct counter-terrorism, rescue and anti-sea strike operations, as well as other activities such as professional exchanges and on-board tours. The exercise reportedly aims to deepen military exchange and cooperation among participating nations and to enhance their joint capabilities in tackling maritime threats. A Chinese expert noted that this marks the first such exercise under the BRICS framework, with key significance in safeguarding global maritime stability. The exercise will reportedly focus on joint actions to safeguard the security of key shipping lanes and economic activities, and will include drills such as counter-terrorism and hostage rescue operations, as well as maritime strike exercises. It will also feature professional and technical exchanges, naval vessel visits, and mutual ship tours. The joint exercise aims to further deepen military exchanges and cooperation among the participating countries and enhance their collective capability to respond to maritime security threats.
For more on this, we're delighted to be joined over the telephone by Dr. Hassan Wagi, the Professor of Political Science. Dr. Hassan, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for your time. Let me start by asking you how you see the importance of this sharing session, which was held first in Cairo to promote China-Africa ties, people-to-people exchanges.
Yes, of course, Egypt's relationship with China is very old. Both are very old civilization countries, and we have a very good relationship with the Chinese government, the Chinese people, as we do have very good relationship with all parties in the war.
Indeed. Doctor, how do you see China's keenness really to deepen their ties with several African countries, and specifically the Egypt Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, which is seeing the active participation of youth from the two countries?
Yes, of course. Africa is a basket for the entire world,
yes.
And it needs good cooperation with all powers, not conflicting and not conflicts and not disputes, but a peaceful relationship that helps everyone to have sustainable development and to develop the continent at large. And I think that Egypt took a very good leadership stance regarding this matter.
Indeed. Dr. Hassan, could you list some of the reasons for China's interest in building strong ties and their focus on the African continent over the last few years?
Yes, of course, as I've said, Africa is very important for the entire world, strategically speaking, wealth-wise, developmental efforts-wise, and I think that all the powers, not only the Chinese, all the powers seek good relations or sometimes to prevent intervention, wrongful intervention, to make a stop on the conflicts, to the zero-sum mentality, and to make a win-win situation for everyone in this world.
Absolutely, Doctor. Now, of course, I also wanted to ask you about the joint maritime exercise by the BRICS bloc members, which is to be held next week in South Africa. Beijing made this announcement saying that the exercise, of course, aims to deepen military exchange. How do you weigh the importance of this planned BRICS maritime exercise in South Africa?
Actually, we have to look at it from the slogan this maritime exercise raises, which is seeking peace, or peace for the world, something like that, enhances the attitude why these military exercises are being exercised. It is for peace, for fighting terrorism, for establishing good passes for the waterways all over the world, cooperating in an international effort to help make the waterways safe for everyone.
Absolutely right. On that note, I'd like to thank you very much, Dr. Hassan Wagih, the Professor of Political Science. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and your insight on today's edition of Africa Today. And moving to more news, on January 15th, Ugandans will elect a new president and members of parliament. Clear 27 political parties to operate and participate in the January 15th presidential and parliamentary elections. 8 presidential candidates, including the incumbent Yoweri Museveni, as well as opposition aspirant Bobi Wine, are vying for the presidency in Uganda. President Yoweri Museveni, aged 81, who's been in power since 1986, is running for a 7th term under the ruling National Resistance Movement. And now moving to other news, to the exciting world of sports, to Africa's top soccer tournament, the AFCON. Egypt extended their undefeated streak as they defeated title holders Cote d'Ivoire 3-2 at Le Grand Stade Agadir on Saturday. The win sets them up for a semi-final showdown with Senegal. We have the details in this report.
Liverpool star Mohamed Salah added a 3rd goal in the 52nd minute to net his 11th AFCON goal and equal Hussam Hassan's record in the top African Championship. Manchester City forward Omar Marmoush opened the scoring for Egypt early in the first half, followed by defender Rami Rabia doubling the lead just 2 minutes after the half-hour mark. Cote d'Ivoire managed to respond with an own goal from defender Ahmed Fattouh and a 2nd goal from Guella Doué in the 73rd minute. Having reached their 17th semi-final, the Pharaohs will look for revenge against Senegal, who beat them in the 2021 AFCON final. Egypt coach Hussam Hassan made 3 changes to his regular starting lineup, introducing Ahmed Fattouh for the injured Mohamed Hamdi, Imam Ashour in midfield over Ibrahim Adel, and defender Hussam Abdelmajid for Mahmoud Trezeguet. The game began with both sides testing the waters, but the deadlock was broken after just 4 minutes as midfielder Imam Ashour dispossessed an opponent and threaded a brilliant pass to Marmoush, who found space inside the box to fire a right-footed shot into the bottom corner. Following the goal, Cote d'Ivoire pressed forward in search of an equalizer, but their attempts were thwarted by Egypt's well-organized defense. The Elephants controlled possession, with Manchester United winger Ahmed Diallo posing a significant threat to the Pharaohs' backline. In the 17th minute, Diallo attempted to create danger, receiving a good cross into the box, but his shot was deflected by the defense. 4 minutes later, Egypt nearly doubled their lead when defender Hussam Abdelmajid rose above the defense to meet a corner kick from Salah, but his header sailed over the bar. Cote d'Ivoire responded 2 minutes later with striker Guessand heading the ball from inside the box, but it missed wide of the right post. In the 32nd minute, Rabia outjumped Cote d'Ivoire's defense to meet Salah's accurate corner kick, heading the ball into the bottom right corner. Despite Cote d'Ivoire's dominance in possession, they struggled to create clear scoring opportunities. 5 minutes before half-time, Ashour committed a foul that led to an own goal by Fattouh, giving Cote d'Ivoire a lifeline. A minute before the break, Marmoush nearly added a 3rd for Egypt during a counter-attack, but Cote d'Ivoire's defense cleared the danger, ending the first half with Egypt leading 2-1. Both teams started the second half cautiously, with Cote d'Ivoire applying light pressure. 7 minutes in, Rabia sent a long ball to Ashur, who delivered a brilliant low pass into the box for Salah, with the Liverpool star slotting it home from close range, bringing his African Cup of Nations tally to 11 and equaling the record of his coach Hassam Hassan. Egypt will face Senegal in the semi-finals of the tournament on Wednesday, following the Teranga Lions' 1-0 victory over Mali.
And with more news, the Hollywood film star couple received Guinean citizenship during a ceremony held in Conakry. Both actors who are married traced their Guinean origins through DNA testing and were granted diplomatic passports from senior government officials. We have the details in this story.
Hollywood stars Jonathan Majors and Megan Wood obtained Guinean citizenship on Friday during a ceremony presided over by close associates of Guinean President General Mamadi Doumbouya. Both actors, who are married, traced their Guinean origins through DNA testing and were granted diplomatic passports from senior government officials. As he gave them their new passports, Chief of Staff to the President of Guinea told the couple that, quote, "From now on, they will represent Guinea and its red, gold and green flag all over the world," end quote. The couple married last year following a turbulent period in Major's life which negatively impacted his career. He had won critical accolades for his work in Da, Five Bloods and Lovecraft Country and secured years of future Marvel stardom with his role as Kang the Conqueror. But in 2024 he was sentenced in the United States to probation for the 2023 assault on his then-girlfriend. The actors landed in Conakry on Friday morning and were welcomed with much fanfare by officials and musicians. Good said in a speech thanking officials for their welcome, "It's good to be home." Majors promised to help Guinea using his area of expertise. Guinea is not the first country to award citizenship to descendants of enslaved people as part of efforts to encourage them to reclaim their heritage and invest in the continent. The Minister of Tourism and Handicrafts, who organized their stay, said the pair will visit slave sites in the Bouquet region on a specially arranged tour before leaving the country. It was in this part of maritime Guinea that all the slaves captured along the coast of Guinea were shipped to the United States to be deported to the sugar-cane plantations in the Americas.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of today's edition of Africa Today. You're in the company of myself, Angie Meher. Many thanks for watching.